I've just entered my first triathlon in a little over a week's time, so really not much time to prepare. I've entered the Mont Blanc International Triathlon in PASSY, which is just down the road from me, so perfect location to give it a try. There's a number of races spread over 2 weekends, from kiddie races and women only races through sprint distance, Olympic distance, and up to a half Ironman. I've entered the Olympic distance, which is 50k. If all goes well, maybe next year it'll be the half Ironman. So the Olympic distance involves a 1500 metre swim, approximately 40k bike ride. Some listings have it as 39k, others have it as 42k, but yeah, approximately 40k, and then finished off with a 10km run. But the distances only tell half the story. This is a mountain triathlon, sort of. The swim, obviously, is a swim. It's flat water wherever you go. But the bike ride is pretty brutal. Not quite as bad as it used to be. They changed the course this year, but this year involves around 500 metres of climbing in 2 laps, so 250 metres on each lap. In previous years, it used to be even more brutal. It was around 800-900 metres of climbing, continuous climbing, all in one go. There's only 1 lap on a, yeah, like I say, a really brutal course, but they've altered the course this year, largely for practical reasons rather than I think to make it easier, because it means there are only as many marshals having 2 laps on a shorter course rather than having 1 long course. Plus it's a lot safer as well, because obviously what goes up must come down. So 800 metres of descending on roads which have got traffic on them is of course pretty dangerous as well. So this time around there's only about 250 metres of descending twice, so a little bit safer. The race is based around Lac Passy, which is my local lake, so I know the course really well, all the different legs. The swim is an out and back swim, so virtually the whole length of the lake, out and then back again. The thing that's going to make it difficult is it's in the middle of the afternoon and there's always strong valley winds at this time of year, so you have a tailwind on the way out, going into a really stiff headwind on the way back, so that can make things difficult with waves and everything else you've got to contend with. Then for the bike, obviously you head out onto the roads around Passy. Initially of course it's pan flat, but then it has, like I say, a fairly brutal short but steep climb up from Shed towards Servoz, and then a long gradual descent back down towards Solange. So yeah, it follows part of the route of the Tour de France time trial last year. So yeah, it really is a short, steep, fairly brutal climb. And then finally the run, of course, is around the lake. So it's virtually all off-road. It's on a nice gravel surface, a lot like this, which of course makes it slower than being on the road, but I don't mind that because being a gravel surface, much kinder to my dodgy knee. So yeah, it may be an Olympic distance triathlon, but it's actually much tougher than the average triathlon you're going to find in the Olympics, because they're virtually all pan flat, generally based along the side of a river or in a harbour somewhere. The most climbing you get on a elite level Olympic triathlon, typically just going up over a bridge. So yeah, whole different kettle of fish. But of course, they're going much faster than I'll be going. I don't know why it's taken me this long to get around to doing a triathlon, because on paper I should be pretty good at them. I was an elite swimmer as a kid. People that I raced with became Olympians. I'm not saying that I would have become an Olympian if I kept up my swimming. I grew into the wrong body shape, but still, I was pretty damn good as a kid. I'm still a good swimmer now. As for the bike, again, I've raced pretty high level on the track, and I've cycled up many of the toughest Tour de France cols over the last few years while living in Chamonix as well. So I'm pretty strong on the bike too, albeit I'm heavy, I'm very heavy, and like I say, there's a lot of climbing involved, so all these skinny trail runners will be much quicker than me on the up. The run will definitely be my weakest leg. I've never specifically done any running racing, but of course with all the other activities I do plenty of running just to keep fit, so I can run. I'm not quick, but I can do it, no problem. It's only a 10k. Of course, the big difficulty is stringing them all together, one after the other. Okay, the swim is fairly inconsequential. 1500 metre swim for me is easy, and it's mostly in the arms as well, so that's not going to tire me out too much. But yeah, doing the bike straight into the run, that could be where things become a little bit difficult. But I did do a dry run yesterday in the gym, an hour, hard hour on the bike, followed by a 10k run on the treadmill. So I know that my body can handle it, assuming I don't get any injuries. Of course, I've never done any kind of transitioning before like that, but I'm not out to beat anyone, I'm only racing myself. And as I've never done it before, I can't possibly lose. Whatever I do, it'll be on my PB. So yeah, just gonna take it easy on the transitions, make my life nice and easy, nice and comfortable. So yeah, on paper, I really should have no difficulty completing it. And my only goal is to complete it. So yeah, as long as I don't have any mechanical issues or get any injuries, then it should be fine. But that's assuming my knee can hold up, of course, because I'm doing this off the back of quite a serious knee injury. So yeah, that is the biggest unknown. I've got absolutely no idea what to expect time-wise, especially for the swim. Yeah, I've swam 1500s in the pool loads of times, but never done a timed 1500 metre swim. Back when I used to race, the furthest we ever raced was 200 metres. So yeah, got absolutely no idea what time I'm going to take for the swim. Maybe 40 minutes. I'm plucking it out completely out of thin air. As for the bike, in theory, if it was on the flat, about an hour would be reasonable. Averaging 40k an hour on the bike on the flat is pretty straightforward. But of course, it's not on the flat. It's going to be much slower than that on the uphill. But then, conversely, on the long gradual downhill, it's going to be absolutely flying. Could well be doing double that speed, 80 kph, so who knows. I'm still going to aim for about an hour on the bike, and then again for the run, absolutely no idea, but 5 minute per kilometre pace would be pretty reasonable for a flat 10k. So 50 minutes for the run if I wasn't fatigued, but of course I will be fatigued, so yeah, I really don't know. It'd be nice if I can do 5k kilometres, but 6 minutes per kilometre might be a more reasonable assumption. So yeah, again, aiming for an hour really. And of course, add in a few minutes for each transition. Like I say, I'm not going to be quick in the transitions. I'm taking my time, having a snack, having a drink. So yeah, at least 5 minutes for the transitions in total, I'd imagine. So all in all, somewhere around about 2.5 to 3 hours. Just a casual Sunday afternoon. Although I'm about as unfit as I could possibly be right now. I spent the best part of 2 months this winter sitting on the couch, having completely blown my knee. So yeah, that really slowed me down. Sure, I was back skiing by the end of the season. Did some pretty big days on the skis, but nowhere near as crazy as I would usually be doing in the spring. So yeah, I'm definitely much more unfit than I'd usually be this time of year. Plus, as you can probably tell, I'm not in the Alps right now. I'm in sunny Swindon. Oh, indeed, not so sunny Swindon. So, back down at sea level, visiting my parents and sister. And I always get fat every time I come back to the UK. Because of course, when you're here, you want to see friends, see family, go to the pub, have barbecues, eat all the food that I can't readily get when I'm in France, or at least cheaply get. So yeah, I'm certainly enjoying the donuts and the burgers. Not the best preparation for triathlon, put it that way. And my bike's still in France, so I can't do any training on the bike this week either, but at least I can get out and run. One major gripe I have about these kind of organised events, whether it's running races, bike races, triathlons, whatever, is the fairly astronomical cost of entering. It's a huge barrier to participation. At a day and age when we're trying to encourage people to be fit and healthy, enjoy the great outdoors, the sheer cost of entering these things is just prohibitive for so many people. I can't really justify the expenses cost me, but hey, I've done it now. So it's cost me 90 euros just to enter, and for that you get absolutely nothing. You still got to pay an extra 20 euros for a t-shirt if you want the t-shirt, extra 15 euros for the buff if you want the buff. But I've had to pay an extra 20 euros for a race license because I'm not part of a triathlon club or any kind of athletic club, so yeah, extra 20 euros for that. Then I had to pay extra €5.50 to pay by bank card online, when that is the only means that's possible to pay, so everyone has to pay that as well. So yeah, 115 euros to enter a 2.5-3 hour race. I'm doing everything under my own steam, no lifts, no nothing. It's pretty tight really, and it's in a public park, so it's not as if we're paying for access to a bike park or paying to use the lift infrastructure in a ski area or anything like that. Pay entrance to a sports hall, swimming pool. Everything is free public land. Sure, I get that it requires a lot of organisation to get these things up and running. That's going to cost some money, but most of the people running it are volunteers. So yeah, it really annoys me how much these kind of things cost. Somewhere, no doubt, there'll be some fat cat corporate person pocketing a load of it, I'm sure. But hey, what can you do? At least it's not the UTMB, and the massive corporate machine that's become over the last 10-15 years, it still is a relatively small organisation running the whole thing. That's enough rambling for now. Sorry if you're expecting to see me actually running the race in this video. That'll be next week. This is just a little introduction. I'll be filming as much as I can during the race next week. Obviously I won't miss take you in the water with me while swimming, but I'll get the transitions, get the bike leg, get the running leg, get a lot of the build up, and hopefully aftermath as well. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing how it goes, seeing how I got on, or just interested for yourself, if it's something you think you may be able to do, then yeah, stay tuned for my video next week. But for now, better crack on, get some last minute training done.